Hey y'all, thought I'd make a little video telling you about my banjo. I get lots of questions about my banjo, both about the tone and the construction, and so I'd like to take a few minutes and tell you about it. This is a Mitch Key built Phantom banjo. Mitch Key is out of Longview, Texas, which is near where I'm from. I'm from Kilgore, Texas, which is just down the road from there. And when I first started playing, I guess I was a sophomore in college, and I bought my uncle. I didn't buy one. My uncle had an old Fender banjo, and I bought a book from Mel Bay and got to playing, and I realized that I really liked it, and I was coming along fairly fast, so I decided to try to find a teacher. So the next summer home from college, I went and found Mitch Key, and I found out that he was also a luthier and a builder, and a very good one. And so I contracted Mitch to build this banjo, which I've been really happy with. And so the first question I like to address that I get a lot is, how is your banjo a 5-string or a 6-string? Well, it's definitely a 5-string. I think that most people might be confused about that because all 5 tuners are on the head of the banjo. The 5th string tuner is missing, but it is played just like a regular 5-string. What happened here, this is a tunneled 5th string, and this is like the I think the Scott Vestal stealth banjos that a lot of you have seen. But on the 5th fret, if you can see it there, it goes into a hole in the neck and then runs through a brass tube that runs underneath the fingerboard and then comes out right here and runs to a regular tuner, which I did that, that was one of Mitch's ideas, and I thought it'd be cool to try that out, and which is good. It makes it easier to play. Sometimes when I play my Gibson, I have another Gibson RB250, and when I play other people's banjos, there can be some pretty horrific wrecks that happen because I'm not used to that 5th string tuner being there. This banjo is very scarred. It looks a lot older than it is. It's really only about, I would say, 8 years old, but it has been all over the world. It's been to Australia and Europe and all 50 states. Well, minus Alaska. It hasn't been to Alaska, but 49 states numerous times. And man, it has got literally probably a million miles on it. And it's had everything you can think of spilled on it and spit on it and thrown at it, and it's been dropped probably 100 times. I've had the neck broke on it by an airline company, had that fixed, and it is an absolute workhorse and a great banjo. Most of the time that I'm playing country gigs. Therefore, I'm needing to plug in. It's just impossible to mic on a stage. And so what I've done is installed a Fishman active rare earth pickup. And the jack is right here on the flange. What I like about this is whenever I do play bluegrass gigs, my strap comes up and covers it up. You'd never guess that it had a pickup in there. Nobody tell, okay? That's my little secret. But it does have a pickup in it, and which works great. The country gigs that I've had, the larger ones, the banjo is really an integral part of the show. So it's needing to compete with those electric guitars and the drums and bass, and we're in huge venues a lot of times, football stadiums and NBA arenas and stuff, so they're needing to pump this banjo up equal volume with everything else. Well, we had a really hard time with that when I first started playing out, and one trick that I learned was to stuff the banjo with a t-shirt. And what that does is just gets rid of all that empty space and that reverberation, and gets rid of a lot of the feedback. If any of you out there are country banjo players and you're plugging in, that is one idea that I recommend. Of course, it doesn't do anything for your acoustic sound. Whenever I go to jams or whenever I play bluegrass gigs and I was need to mic, then I would pull that t-shirt out of there. But you can tell just by me thumping on it what that t-shirt's done to it. Now, whenever I came home off the road, I was making some of these YouTube videos, and I had my banjo stuffed with a t-shirt, and I actually made one before I realized that I had, and I took a listen back to it, and I actually liked the sound, and what it does is helps in the recording process. Since I just use this little iMac pinhole mic that's in my computer, it's got a pretty low tolerance for volume, and so whenever I would play my banjo up close to it, like we are now, without the t-shirt, it would clip it and get some distortion going on. So I found that whenever I just leave the t-shirt packed in it and do my banjo videos like that, that you would get a good sound. You can tell that it's muffled, but it's a great volume. A couple other little things about my banjo. It does have an arched fingerboard. Most banjos have a flat fingerboard. This actually has a Fender guitar scale length and same radius of the arch. So what that did was really increase the playability. I've never had a better playing banjo than this, and really haven't played many that could keep up with the sound of it too. I know it's hard to tell in these videos, but this thing is incredibly loud, really sharp, but when you move up, you can get some great mellow sounding type stuff. I've recorded with it a lot, recorded on a lot of records here in Nashville, and get rave reviews from the engineers. It's really been a great instrument, and I'll never get rid of it. Plus it has my name in it, so it'd kind of be tough. I'd have to replace that truss rod cover. But, oh yeah, one other thing, I guess the inlay is here. On the 5th fret, it's kind of a special one to me. I went to school at Texas A&M, the university, and a few years ago, it's where I graduated from, and so I had Mitch put in a Texas with the A&M logo inside it, and I've played it so much, especially that 5th fret on that B string there, that I have worn the M out of the inlay, and I need to go have that re-inlaid. But I like the block inlay. I've always liked Sam Bush's Gibson mandolin, so that's what I kind of modeled that after. Ebony fingerboard, mahogany neck and back, quilted mahogany. It's actually double quilted, if you can see that. I know the reflection's kind of tough, but it's got grains running up and sideways, which I thought was really cool. Of course, you can see my belt buckle scars there, and no telling what else. But what a workhorse and what a banjo. And yep, I've got this first quality head on here. It's really thick. I actually have a red t-shirt in here right now. It's not a white one, and you can't see that. Whenever I put a t-shirt in my Gibson, I have to make sure that it's a white t-shirt. The heads that come in those Gibsons are so thin that you can see the color through there. Really, I guess that's about it. Got a couple, I guess, Keith style tuners back here, and those are 5-star tuners. And that's about it, y'all. Anyway, I love it, and I'll play it for the rest of my life. Not saying I won't buy others, but I'll always play this one. Hope y'all have a wonderful day, and that was my banjo.